Denaun Porter, Mr. Porter, Serious Sims Lord Sear, Eminem, Serious Sims Who Kid, Paul Rosenberg and The Alchemist, Photo, Maro Hagopian. Denaun Porter was celebrating his birthday last week when Untouchable, one of 3 songs he produced for Eminem's new album Revival, hit the internet. "I didn't know they were putting it out," says Porter, confirming the high levels of secrecy surrounding the project. By the time he looked online and saw a post discussing the song the following day, it had already logged 1,000 comments. "I started reading them, then I had to stop," says Porter, who is extremely wary of social media. "Too many people was talking. I saw the conversation was being had, and that was the purpose of the song, for people to start having a conversation. That was enough." Porter has been Eminem's collaborator for years, going back to M's pre-fame 1996 debut album, Infinite. On stage, Porter is M's right-hand man, a slot he filled after the 2006 death of Deshaun Proof Holden. And he's a member of M's clique D12, in which he rapped as con artist and produced several of the group's songs. The affiliation with M has yielded Porter huge successes, but it has also taken its toll on his personal life. While he is as confident in his abilities as ever, he knows better than to wade into the minefield of an online comments section. "As long as he makes Eminem proud, he's good. The only people I ever tried to impress in this game were Marshall and Proof," says Porter, speaking this week from a Birmingham recording studio. "I'm still doing the same thing that I was trying to do as a kid. That was my first thing, to try and make sure they were impressed. And those are the people I look up to, still. These days, the stakes are higher than they were back then." Porter was in a Los Angeles control room earlier this year with Drive. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, Rick Rubin and M previewing Revival tracks when ears in the room started perking up. The songs where they stood up and said, "Who did that? Who did that?" M said, "Oh yeah, Nani did that." Nani is taking his wins in stride these days. The 43-year-old rapper, songwriter and producer has spent the last few years working on his confidence, getting over himself and learning to trust his instincts. A year and a half ago, Porter was living in Los Angeles. He had left Detroit several years earlier after finding himself in a depressive state following the death of Proof, who was killed in a shooting at an after-hours nightclub. Porter had recorded several solo albums but never released them, thinking they were never quite right. Despite his successes in the music industry, 2 platinum albums with D12, producer of hit singles for 50 Cent, PIMP, and G-Unit, Stunt 101, his confidence was shaky. "I still wasn't what I wanted to be," Porter says. A combination of negative factors were clouding his headspace. He began taking his health seriously, curbed his partying and entered into a relationship, all of which helped his mental health and his happiness. And he stopped running away from Detroit.